Now onto the Tuts Lotto, and here are tonight's numbers. 11, 13, 25, 39, 54 and 19. Good luck. Welcome back to Making Media Nightly. Controversy is surrounding the Safe Schools program, with it set to become mandatory in all Australian schools. Eleanor Campbell has the story.
The Anti-Bullying Safe Schools program was introduced as a way to prevent and protect children and adolescents of the LGBTQI community from bullying and harassment in their schools.
10% of students identify as same-sex attracted. We have 83,000 students enrolled at RMIT, so if you bang the 10% statistic on that, you're looking at about 8,000 students. This program's designed to make classrooms and schools safer.
The information's misleading, I think, and that often happens where you have a program that's advocating a particular point of view. If I was a parent or a teacher, I'd be a bit worried about, especially for young kids, 10, 12-year-old kids, because some of it was a bit too radical.
It's material that has been developed by qualified teachers, and I think that's critical in the debate that we've heard about safe schools. We would do a disservice to our young people if we're prepared just to ignore this. Why do we have adults who are so frightened of our kids talking about these issues? Because the reality is they're already talking about it, they're already reading about it on the internet, and it's part of their life.
And now to James Spencer for our entertainment report. James?
Media Nightly, bringing you all your daily dose of celebrity news. On the morning of April 21st, the musician known as Prince was discovered dead in his Paisley Park home. The multi-genre performer and entertainer was 57 years old. Fans paid tribute by leaving photos, cards, purple balloons, CDs and various mementos beneath his star painted on the front of the First Avenue nightclub. Beyoncé's visual album Lemonade has debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 charts. This milestone makes Lemonade Beyoncé's 6th album to reach the top of the charts. Lemonade has sold more than 650,000 album units in the first week, making it the biggest album launch in 2016. On the 3rd of May, the Metropolitan Museum held its annual Met Gala. This year's exhibit was Manus Ex Machinima, Fashion in the Age of Technology. Hosted by Anna Wintour, Johnny Ive and Taylor Swift, the event raised $12 million for the Metropolitan Museum. Most notable outfits from the night came from Kim and Kanye in Balmain, Taylor Swift in Louis Vuitton, Rose Byrne in Ralph Lauren, Beyoncé in Givenchy, Lorde in Valentino, and Lady Gaga in Versace. From Making Media Nightly, I'm James Spencer. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you, James. Eddie Maguire's recent proposal to demolish Etihad Stadium and construct a Little Brother Stadium next to the MCG is unlikely to go ahead, as other options are reviewed. Reporter Connor Rogers has been following the story.
Eddie Maguire has never been one to shy away from voicing his opinions. However, his recent $1.5 billion proposal to eradicate Etihad Stadium and build a new stadium in Melbourne Sporting Precinct is adventurous, even for Eddie's standards.
I look at Etihad Stadium. It's a wonderful asset for the AFL. It is going to be worth possibly anything between $1.3 and $1.7 billion to the AFL at a time when the AFL has $100 million or close to $100 million in debt, which is okay when the interest rates are down, but when they start to go up, it's going to cost football a lot of money. Take also into account that Etihad Stadium was built, it was one of the first stadiums built with retractable seating, and we didn't get the engineering right. It doesn't work. It's also one of the last major stadiums built without Wi-Fi, without the Wi-Fi generation. Now we have Wi-Fi in there, but is it state of the art? No.
The Lord Mayor of Melbourne, Robert Doyle, acknowledged that Eddie's plan does have merit, however believed that there are more viable options to fix Etihad Stadium.
Look, it's an interesting idea. First, because I think that Etihad doesn't really work as well as it should. It's now starting to get quite old, and you can tell the fabric is simply not up to a modern stadium. Look, to be honest, I think although it's a great idea, probably the first option is the way the AFL will go. That is, they will take possession of Etihad again, maybe even early, and then they will upgrade that existing stadium. Partly because, of course, it's very easy to get to because of Southern Cross Station. But look, the other drawbacks would be it would be very expensive.
Tennis expert Brett Phillips also has his concerns, believing that if Hisense Arena is to be moved, it could impact on the Australian Open.
I don't think we can rule it out, but it'd be a very interesting exercise logistically to see if we could fit another stadium in what is already a fairly packed precinct. Australian Open signed on to about 2035, that's the deal, so they need Hisense Arena. If Hisense was to go, then that would severely impact the Australian Open.
But don't worry, sports fans, because Eddie had a plan, but as for now, that's all it is.
I still think that probably the future lies with Etihad.
Now let's take a look at what's coming up after the break in sport. Peyton?
Thank you, Amy. Tonight in sport, a late change in the opening game of the AFL season, Leicester City crowned champions of the English Premier League, and our very own Andrew Bogut playing a large role in the NBA finals. I'll have more after the break.
Hey, have you studied? Studied for what? The exam. It's in 2 hours.
What? Oh my god, I'm gonna fail. What do I do? My parents are gonna disown me. It's okay. Like this.
Okay, just post up. It doesn't matter.
Red Bull. Just wing it.
Parking fines.
Oh my god!
Completely unreasonable.
It's the 4th time this week.
People being forced to pay far too much.
Are you serious?
Outrage among innocent citizens.
Oh no, this is ridiculous.
We tell the story.
Excuse me, do you think this person deserves a fine?
Move. Tonight on 30 Minutes.
Good evening. And now to the breaking news in the AFL. Let's go to Abe Spargo, who has more at Etihad Stadium.
A late change has been made ahead of tonight's blockbuster clash between the Hawks and the Bulldogs at Etihad Stadium. Spearhead forward Jared Ruffhead has been ruled out due to hamstring tightness. Ruffhead left the training track yesterday morning after overstretching his left hamstring during a kicking drill and didn't return. The Hawks are still hopeful that gun midfielder Sam Mitchell will play, with captain Luke Hodge declaring him as a game-time decision. Despite the injuries, this should still be a cracker of a match. Back to you, Peyton.
Thank you, Abe. Leicester City have made history this week, being crowned champions of the English Premier League after second place Tottenham Hotspur draw this morning. The match against Chelsea created a 7-point gap with the remaining 2 games left. Star player Jamie Vardy's party came true after Eden Hazard equalised in the 83rd minute.
Costa turns Alderweireld. Hazard! He has done it!
Celebrations then made an early start for the Leicester City fans. Adelaide United became third-time lucky, defeating Western Sydney Wanderers 3-1 in the grand final, ending the drought of the previous goalless finals against Melbourne Victory. Pablo Sanchez secured the win with a goal in the 90th minute to silence the travelling Western Sydney fans with a crowd of 50,000 at Adelaide Oval.
Did you go a mistake by Bacchus? There could be an air. Pablo Sanchez! That's it! They've done it! The super sub! And laid to rest those ghosts of grand finals past. Bottom in November, premiers in April.
In basketball, the Golden State Warriors have made a 3-1 lead in the conference finals series against Oklahoma City Thunder. Aussie centre Andrew Bogut pulled down 12 rebounds and blocked 3 shots, aiding the Warriors to their 103-97 victory. MVP guard Stephen Curry added to his stellar postseason by scoring 34 points with 10 assists.
Singler now on Curry. Crossover, step back, three-pointer, bang!
In the lead-up to the Cricket World Cup, Australia have made a resounding statement through their 5-0 win over India's incomplete side in the most recent one-day series at ANZ Stadium. Australia comfortably won by 10 wickets, bowling India for 94 off 27 overs. The opening batsmen Dave Warner and Steve Smith won the game for the Aussies, with Warner smashing 50 runs in 30 balls, with 5 fours and 3 sixes.
Nice. Oh! Don't you love that? The first one of the night. Thank you very much. A reverse hand swatted 6.
And now to NRL. The top of the table clash between Melbourne Storm and Manly Sea Eagles kicked off with an entertaining first half, intriguing a crowd of 20,000 at Brookvale Oval. A 22-all draw at full time then went into an extra time period, where the Storm secured the win with a late try. Melbourne Storm skipper Cameron Smith was awarded the man of the match with 3 tries.
Number 5, Smith to the line, showing it going straight past Anthony Watmoe. He was looking further afield for a pass from Smith. He beat him easily.
And that's all for sport. Back to you, Amy.
Thank you, Peyton. And now here's Poppy Ford Jenkins with our finance report.
And in finance, today the Australian dollar was trading at 74.85 US cents, down from 75.92 cents on Tuesday. That's the lowest it's been since January 25th and is down 1.24 cents since Monday's close. In overseas markets, Dow Jones is trading up 209 points. Nasdaq and FTSE are also trading up, whereas DAX has fallen 72 points. Closer to home, Westpac's shares fell by over $1. However, Rio Tinto finished 55 cents higher, and not much change for Telstra and Woolworths. As for commodities, oil is trading at $34 US per barrel. The average price of petrol in Melbourne today is $1.20 per litre, 4 cents lower than it was this time last week. And that's finance.
Thank you, Poppy. We'll now cross live to Celeste for Melbourne weather from the Melbourne Star. Celeste, what can we expect this week?
Thanks, Amy. Today we're reporting to you from the Melbourne Star in the Docklands. As you can see, it was a partly cloudy day with winds up to 40 kilometres per hour. There was no rain and it reached a top of 21. Here's the weather for the rest of the week. Thursday, partly cloudy with a top of 23. Friday, the maximum temperature will be 22. Saturday, partly cloudy with a top of 23 again. On Mother's Day, you can expect some rainfall throughout the day, with the weather reaching a top of 21. Now for the weather around Australia. Sydney can expect sunshine all day with a max of 23. Brisbane, sunny all day as well, reaching a top of 29. Perth, partly cloudy with a maximum of 22. Adelaide has a shower or two clearing with a max of 20. Hobart experiencing the coolest temperatures across the country at a max of 16 with possible showers. Mostly sunny in Canberra, reaching a max of 18. And lastly, Darwin will reach a maximum of 33 degrees with a possible shower or storm later in the evening.
Sounds like a lovely few days. And finally, the inaugural annual dance affair is set to bring the local community together for a night of drama and dance for anyone of any age. Let's go to Elise Cara, who has more info.
Part theatre performance, part get up and dance. The inaugural annual dance affair invites all ages to join the celebration.
We are here to celebrate dance.
I've been doing ballroom dance for 14 years. I really love it. It's a huge part of who I am. And I'm really happy to be a part of it. My mum's at the show tonight, and she's absolutely loving it. It's about, it's sort of showing off, I guess, how we work as a team when we dance together. And it really helps us to, work together on a public surface.
And that's all on Making Media Nightly for tonight. I'm Amy Hutchinson. Take care and good night.